This is part 3 of the video. Previous videos covered the pelvis and the bones of the legs. This one will focus on the foot. Okay, this is the foot, and what you'll see here is that there are 3 sets of bone. There are what we call tarsals, which would be basically these rocks here. They're equivalent to the carpals of the hand. We also have the metatarsals. There are 5 of those. These would be here. These are the bones of the foot, similar to what you would see in the hand in the form of carpals. So in the hand we have carpals and metacarpals. Here we have tarsals and metatarsals. And they are numbered 1 through 5. Big toe is number 1. Pinky toe is number 5, same as we had in the hand. And then when it comes to the phalanges, everything is exactly the same as the hand. We have our proximal and distal phalange here for the big toe, and then everything else has a proximal, middle, and distal phalange. And of course they are also numbered, so this is digit number 1 and this is digit number 5 down here. The only thing that's really tricky to learn in the foot would be the bones that make up the tarsals. Now you'll see that one of them is called the calcaneus, and that's your heel bone, which you can see basically here. It's being obscured by another, but the calcaneus bone, I always think of it as the calculus bone, and my mental image for that in college when I was studying this, I was also taking calculus, and to be honest, I did not enjoy that class very much, so I just recalled images in my mind where I would take my heel and press it into my calculus book in an attempt to destroy the calculus book. So the calcaneus was the bone I drilled into my calc book. Next to it is the talus. The talus is this bone here, and it makes up the ankle joint. This, when you move your ankle back and forth like a hinge, it's this bone that's moving, and you would have the medial malleolus sitting on this side of the bone, and you would have the lateral malleolus sitting on this side of it, kind of framing the ankle in, keeping it from rolling and breaking, and so on. The next bone to take a look at would be one called the navicular. And I know I'm skipping cuboid, I'll come back to that in a minute. The navicular is this bone here, and you'll notice that there are 3 bones kind of attached to it. The 3 bones that are attached to this are the cuneiforms, and the cuneiforms would be here, and here, and here, and they're named after the metatarsals that go with them. So this is cuneiform 1, this would be cuneiform 2, and that is cuneiform 3. Now, a memory trick that was come up by students long ago was that navicular kind of reminded them of the word nativity, and next to it you have the three wise men, was the way they thought of that. The nativity kind of reminded them of the whole, birth, Christmas story kind of thing, and then you got the 3 wise men, 1, 2, 3. So just a little memory trick for that. The last one here is the cuboid bone, and the cuboid bone is here, and it's not really altogether as cubic in shape as you would want it to be. We'll take one more look at the foot from the side and go over these again. Okay, this is a lateral view of the foot, and what you should be able to make out here is that we have our metatarsals here. These are all tarsals, and then we have our phalanges out this way. Hopefully you can tell that this is digit number 1 and this is digit number 5 down here. If we take a look, here is the bone with that nice little curve that makes up the ankle region, and you should recognize that hopefully by now as the talus right here. Near it we have the large heel bone, in this region. And my memory trick for heel bone is it's the thing that I use to grind into my calc book. So that's the calcaneus. The cuboid bone is much more noticeable in this image, and to me it looks a little more trapezoidal, but anyway, there's the cuboid bone. And then we also have the navicular. The navicular, we can't see the whole thing, is this one here. And the navicular, if you recall, has the three little friends along with it. And you can see, just barely see a piece of one right here. You can see number 2 there and number 3. So those are cuneiforms 1, 2, and 3. Right through there. Metatarsal phalanges, we've already talked about those, so I hope this is good. Okay, I hope this is good enough as a tour of the entire skeleton, and of course we'll be looking at this in class quite a bit as well. Hopefully you're finding these little walkthrough videos helpful. Please let me know one way or the other. Thanks, have a good evening. Well, or good day, depending on whatever time it is you're watching this. It's evening for me right now.